feds or the whatever state government, whoever, they have people that act like inmates, right? Either that or they probably told somebody else who's actually an inmate to say, if you wear this wire and record your cellmate, we will give you leniency, whatever the case is, right? Anyway, the 15-year-old who was involved in the murder started running his mouth, right? He basically told him that what they got from the robbery was this $2,000, this Rolex that they sold for $2,000. Now, the Rolex cost way more than $2,000, but they only could sell for $2,000 because, like, bro, shit's hot, right? Like, obviously, the cops are looking for this and third, they're trying to dump it and dip. Now, I'm going to show you some inconsistencies with this whole thing. First of all, before we got to hear what this 15-year-old said, because the cop was testifying, they also have evidence of it. And by the way, this is all pre-trial stuff going on. It was rumored that Pop Smoke got shot while he was in the living room, on a couch, you know, like a lot of stuff going on. But according to this, hear this, right? The triggered teen, youngest of the four, is facing murder for robbery. He allegedly admitted his role in the slaying during a recorded interview with a cellmate at a juvenile detention center last May. He admitted he shot the victim 3 times with a 9mm, and the police detective testified at a different suspect's hearing, which is the only adult defendant. So there's only one. What the fuck? The sole adult defendant in the high-profile prosecution. How many kids are in this shit? What the fuck? Anyway, they admitted they asked for jewelry and then had a confrontation with Pop Smoke. Here's some of the key things. With Pop Smoke during the 4 a.m. home invasion. Now, they had a party before, earlier that night. Pop Smoke was taking a shower. That's why it's shocking to me when they say at 4 a.m. you already had the party. He's taking a shower, which means he either about to get up in some cheeks or he maybe just got up in some cheeks, but he about to go to sleep. He taking a shower because, you know what I mean, he been musty. He been at the club. He been at the studio. He been fucking now at the after party. Now he about to go to sleep. Why would he have his jewelry on? You're going to see it says he has his jewelry on. Look, this is 4 a.m. They got in a fight. They shot him 3 times. Okay, cool. Look, and then hear this. He said he shot him on the back. Does that mean in the back? Right? It sounds like you're saying he shot him in the back, right? Now, this is you're gonna see clear contradictions. Look. Walker, right, admitted the group used ski masks. So basically, these two defendants got 2 different stories. The kid, his story is that he shot Pop Smoke in the back. This other guy is basically saying, hey, Pop Smoke was shot in the front. Like, it's a lot of different stuff going on. Walker allegedly admitted to the group using ski masks, gloves, police scan, trying to evade detection. He said that when the individuals got inside, the suspects confronted Pop Smoke, look, who was in the shower naked. Look. Now, who is naked in the shower with all your chains on at 4 a.m.? Right? Look, I'm just pointing some shit out. During the recorded conversation, Walker allegedly said the teens inside the home demanded Pop Smoke's jewelry, which he was still wearing. Look, chat, I can't make this up. Look, if he's taking a shower, why you got the jewelry on and he's naked? Now, maybe he was getting undressed to go take a shower. I don't know. But it seems spooky. He's naked, but he's wearing jewelry. But the rapper, born Bashir Baraka Jackson, decided to fight back and rushed the intruders, who pistol whipped him before the 15-year-old suspect shot him in the chest. Then the 15-year-old tells somebody he shot him in the back. What's going on here? Remember, look, shot him in the chest. Let's scroll up. Then in the recorded interview, he said he shot him on the back. He showered with his jewelry on. One says he shot him in the front. Another one says he shot him in the back. Somebody says a pass through. The kid is telling somebody how he shot him. You would know if you shot somebody while he was turned to you looking at you or he was running away. The kid said he shot him on the back. Go down before the 15-year-old suspect shot him in the chest. Again, Anyway, after the deputy district attorney called her last witness for the preliminary hearing, blah, 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 they were trying to get, so basically, they're trying to say the adult, the only adult in this fucking murder case, he was only the driver. Now, does that make sense to y'all, Chad? You go on a drill or you go on a robbery and everybody's younger than you and you're only the driver. You don't make the plans. You're the driver. So you're driving around a bunch of kids doing crime. Does that make sense? That's why people, or even I'm thinking, is this 15-year-old just taking the charge? Because the oldest nigga in this whole plot is saying, I didn't know nothing about it. I was just the driver. Why the fuck would you drive a 15-year-old around to go do some shit? Am I tripping? Now, they're all in the same gang. I can imagine somebody got a lawyer that, when everybody get locked up and y'all all codees, you can't talk to your codee. But if y'all have lawyers who know each other, y'all can get messages through. This might be a structured type of situation. He's going to go down for pulling the trigger. That's what I'm saying. Right now, again, what we're hearing is not even forensic shit. We're hearing shit from people's admission. One nigga saying he pulled the trigger. Somebody else said, no, well, nobody's saying he didn't pull the trigger. People just saying, oh, he was shot in the back. No, he was shot in the front. But look, oh, he was naked, but he had all his jewelry on. Huh? He argued Walker, this is the oldest nigga in the case, was only the driver that night. Never entered the house. You're chaperoning a bunch of little niggas to robberies? And you're the oldest and you don't even get out the car? Even told the younger defendants not to shoot anyone. So you're driving your young bulls to the robbery. You don't get out with them, but you just tell them and hope they'll follow it. They're 15. Yeah, don't shoot anyone. Huh? He's clearly not an aider and blah, 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 blah. Look, they're trying to do what they try to do with TK. At most, he's a principal in a robbery. He's a driver. He's outside. What type of lawyer he got? It must got a nigga who got his law degree from ICDC. Even if you admit to going and being a part of the robbery and the robbery turns to be a murder, you're in a murder. You can't say, oh, I only signed up for a robbery, not a murder. You planned a crime that escalated and turned into another crime. You are guilty. That's why I can't understand why his lawyer would even make this fucking case right now. That's why TK went to jail for life. They were trying to say TK didn't want nobody to get shot when that shit was going down. But the mere fact is you supplied them with guns. You were with them to go break into somebody's crib. What you mean you wasn't with nobody getting clapped? Look, Williams responded by arguing, Walker has scouted out the house hours early and knew his co-defendants planned to rob Pop Smoke at gunpoint to obtain the items he flashed in his Instagram photos. They specifically target this house, wanting this victim to be here. she argued, saying Walker's actions showed a reckless indifference to human life. They denied, obviously, the request to reduce the charges or throw anything out. Public testimony in this case started Thursday with 2 LAPD detectives giving first detailed account of what allegedly happened. They're saying that a woman, listen to this, who was with Pop Smoke in the rented home, the second-story bedroom, recalled seeing a group of men storm through curtains from a balcony accessible by a backyard staircase. Let's be slow with this. The woman with Pop Smoke, let's say that's Pop Smoke's chick he's fucking for the night, is saying or told cops that the way the men got in the house, look, recalled seeing a group of men storm through curtains from a balcony accessible by a backyard staircase. These niggas knew the exact way to get directly to the fucking room Pop Smoke was in. It's not like they just kicked out the front door and said, "Where's Pop Smoke?" They went directly to the room he was in. Directly. No pun intended, but they went through the room he was in, the back door. No pun intended. Let me read it one more time for y'all. And this is the woman that was with him. They're not on the first floor. They're on the second floor. The woman who was with Pop Smoke in a rented Airbnb, remember, rented home, the second-story bedroom, recalls seeing a group of men storm through curtains from a balcony accessible by a backyard staircase. So I'm guessing a balcony is connected to that master bedroom, and there's a staircase that goes down to the ground. There's a living room. There's whatever. They don't run into the living room. How do they know that Pop Smoke is in that room, is going to be in that room, is not anywhere else in the house? How do they know? Chad, help me. I'm not from the streets. So tell me, like, what would you assume? They don't search the house for Pop Smoke. They go right to where he's at. What do you assume? One of the men allegedly pressed a semi-automatic firearm to her forehead and shouted, "Shut the fuck up. Do you want to die?" All I'm going to tell you this, chat. If a chick setting you up, she got to do something, or the niggas who's with her got to kind of make it seem like she ain't in on it. Let's scare the girl. You want to die? Wink, wink. You know, you know this gun ain't loaded yet. We gonna load it for Pop. We ain't got to load it for you. She heard a struggle coming from the shower area. Remember, Pop Smoke is now showering. And heard Mr. Jackson screaming. Jackson ran out the bathroom, and then she heard a loud pop, heard Mr. Jackson fall to the ground. Two individuals began to kick him. Upon hearing her son was kicked, Jackson's mom, Audrey Jackson, was visibly upset. Similarly, Jackson's dad let up an audible gasp when he heard the killing was over $2,000 payday. This is how they're saying he passed away. Doctors rushed him into major surgery called a left thoracotomy, but he suffered a rapid decline and could not be saved, according to his death certificate. Interestingly enough, according to law enforcement official who testified, all four members of the same street gang, all four defendants are members of the same street gang. So it's one gang, and only learned of Pop Smoke's whereabouts from his Instagram account. I think they're protecting who gave them the drop. Okay, so you know what house he's staying at. How do you know exactly where he's at in the house? Help me make sense of this. You know, okay, cool. You got the address from the gram. How do you know where he's at in the house? And how did you catch him at such a very convenient moment where he's naked taking a shower? How? These are the luckiest robbers in the world? The first room they run into Pop Smoke? Luckiest robbers in the world? Pop Smoke ain't just chilling where he could have a fighting chance. He's fucking naked, but he got all his chains on? Huh? How y'all know about this particular crib like that? How y'all know that balcony was going to lead to that room? How y'all ain't bumping into nobody else but that woman? Huh? They were able to see the address of the rapper's Airbnb on a gift bag label, and also that he had a stack of cash with him in one folder. The cash was later found in the inside drawer at the rental home. I'm going to tell you, this sounds like once the shots were fired, everybody got flustered. No one thought they were going to have to use gunshots, and that's why I think that money's still there, or was still there when the cops came. So they probably just grabbed the watch and ran. If convicted as charged, Walker would be eligible for the death penalty. Chat. This story, we're going to learn a lot more about it. Chat. It's just so hard for me to think about some of the details and feel like there isn't someone else that was there. Okay, y'all cased out the spot, but they had a party at the spot the night before. Or no, the night of, supposedly. Not party, but like get together. Like people came back from studio, blah, blah. They knew the perfect time to enter that house. They knew the perfect time that Pop Smoke was going to be off his guard. They knew the perfect place to enter the house. They knew the exact room he was in. That's fucking crazy. If these niggas were really that lucky, they would have played the lottery and they wouldn't be robbing niggas. Somebody says, being smart, you kick down the front door. You're not understanding what I'm saying. The way they got in seemed like it was obvious to get in that way to get to Pop Smoke. It's not about coming through the front door. Like, yeah, they could come through the side door, cool. But clearly it felt like they knew where he was at. That's a little spooky. Somebody said it was a setup. Yes, by who? I think that's going to be hard to prove. I think because all these people are in the same gang, it's a possibility that they could be hiding or protecting people. If the cops is not really caring about who set it up, they're just caring about who pulled the trigger. Shit. If you bring somebody else up in the situation that ain't get locked up yet, you snitching. Ain't you? Somebody said an accessory charge. Who knows? More people might be charged. Oh boy. Just one of those situations. I sent all my sympathy out to the family of Pop Smoke. I don't want to border on the cynicism because I've seen when my uncle passed away, I like my family turned on itself because really the person who killed my uncle was a long story. My uncle saved my grandmother and my aunt and his brothers from it was a home invaders. Somebody kicked well, they came in, it was three dudes with guns. They had Vaseline all over, like baby oil, like that pretty much like they didn't want to be grabbed. They had stuff over their face. They had gloves, all that type of stuff. Like they were prepared to murder people, right? They came in. My uncle lived on the same property but close by. He wasn't in the house. He came in to some dudes having our family at gunpoint. My uncle's a huge, like he's big. Pause. Very dominating type of guy. He came in, which I think was such a brave thing, and the dudes re-aimed the gun at him because he came through the door after them, and they pulled the trigger. They only had one gun, and when that trigger did not fire that gun, my uncle literally, well, two of them escaped, but the one that had the gun, he beat to death. And this is Jamaica, so like Jamaica, like that's one thing I do like about Jamaica, like, bruh, handle your justice in your yard. Like literally, what happened is the dude was near death because my uncle took a pitchfork because we lived in the country and was just going in on him. He was like almost dead when the cops came. And I'm gonna give the cops some credit for that. In Jamaica, the Jamaican cops said, by the way, they don't do statements and shit like that. They told my uncle, they said, finish that nigga off. Finished him off. So the dude died. And truthfully, what happened, at least the story that we know, is that the other two dudes that were involved, they got caught later on. But just like how, we live, again, it's Jamaica, it's a rural place. Like, my grandma and my uncle, they were supposed to go to, like, court and this and third, because now, remember, those people got arrested. The reason why, like, the cops told my uncle, like, yo, finish that nigga off, bro, like, convictions ain't a thing. Like, people don't go to court. Like, people don't really go to court. Like, a subpoena, what's a subpoena gonna hold up, right? Like, people got their lives to live. Like, it's not as, like, official as America. So, people will get locked up, but you're gonna get out because the person you did some shit to, they're not really gonna come to court. So, when somebody's guilty like that, like, the cops rather that person be dead, right? Like, just get them out of here, man. Like, they rather come for statements and bodies. They don't want to come arrest nobody. But anyway, they did arrest those two dudes that was alive who made it out because those dudes ran. They left their man. They ran, right? And they got arrested. And they were held without bail at first. But to keep them held without bail, my uncle had to go and, tell obviously the judge his side and, work with the prosecutor a bit. And again, just part of where we're from, like, he just never did that. And those dudes got out. And those dudes exacted revenge. Like they ended up murdering my uncle for what my uncle did to that one guy that came. But truth be told, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm telling you the story. Um, our family was so split on it. Like that's if you ask me, that's what happened. But like just certain little things between our family, like because we've been beefing for so long, like you had our family split to think that most of our family was in on it, or not most of our family, like some of the family who didn't do enough. Like there was a particular, I don't want to get too much into it, but like instead of being mad at people outside, the family start fighting. Anytime there's a death in any family, you're gonna have people that just don't want to accept that. It's simple. Three dudes try to rob us because we had a lot of foreigners that came down or whatever. One dude died. The other two dudes got away. They of course felt the type of way. They got locked up. They got out, and it's revenge. They're like, all right, cool, you killed our guy, and they did kill my uncle, and that's really the end of the story. But of course, when emotions and family stuff get into it, like we ended up, or like some of my family ended up disliking each other over some stuff that none of them pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? But you start blaming each other. Pretty much that's what I'm trying to say. I only say that to say because I felt bad. I felt bad for Pop Smoke's brother. The people who killed Pop Smoke is not Pop Smoke friends. Do I have to repeat that? The people who murdered Pop Smoke is not Pop Smoke friends. But you're always left with these questions when someone passes away. And I watched his brother, and I'm going to read this. This is the grief and the pain of losing a loved one. Because oftentimes it's more than just hating the person who pulled the trigger. You hate the people who didn't do anything. You hate everybody around the situation, and this is hurt. Let me read this. This is his blood brother saying this. It says, something's not right about this case. The info's not matching, and people's moving crazy. Basher, which is Pop Smoke. On God, we getting to the bottom of it. I'm sorry the real wasn't with you. I'm sorry you said niggas would shoot back, and they didn't. I'm sorry you thought niggas would fight for you, and they not even doing that in death. It seems like you were more valuable alive. Everybody gets mad when I speak up because it threatens their position in this gang shit. Since you've been away, Pop, people love have been MIA. And he says, on God, we're going to figure this out. I try to warn you about this gang shit. Should have tried harder. It's not fair how they doing you, and I'm not allowing people to say they love you without proper recognition to you or the family. This is such a very difficult thing because I'm telling you, this is how every family deals with death. Every family. The niggas who killed Pop Smoke, they're in jail. And whether it was set up by a female, those are the people you should hate. And of course, you're always going to think, what about the dudes that was with him? Could they have done something to prevent this outcome? 100%. That's a legit thought. But to place the blame of his death on them is misguided hurt. And it's not the first time it happened. It's the reason why you have, even though she's not family, but you have people like Queen Vaughn who come out and say, yo, get the O Block chains back. Is them niggas the reason why they ran from Vaughn? They're the reason why Vaughn died. No, the reason why Vaughn died is because of that altercation and because Lil Tim took out that gun and shot him. That's it. Like, you, of course, if you love Vaughn, you're going to think about 300 million other circumstances that could have, like, I could imagine, like, his family probably think, yo, it's probably the manager's fault. If the manager just said, directed everybody to go, to this location and not go into that club, like, you would have been Hey, it's a family's grief, yo. So I watched and I read this from Pop Smoke brother, and I'm hoping he realizes even if they could have done more, the reason that Pop Smoke passed away and the people responsible for it are those men who were charged. And if there was a girl, if possible, there was a girl that set this up. Those are the people, honestly. You got to stay focused on that. You got to stay focused on that because I'm telling you, I've seen families ripped apart over a death because they start blaming each other. They start blaming that person's friends. They start blaming everybody else other than the person who took the life of their loved one. You feel me? Somebody said, who's the girl? We've never heard that. I want to find out. Apparently, before the police was called, keep in mind, they're saying that it seemed like Pop Smoke still may have had a pulse by the time he got to the hospital because they brought him into surgery and they said he declined fast. They didn't say he was dead on arrival. When Pop Smoke was shot, it was reported by the police that the first call went to New York. Y'all in California. Why are y'all not calling the police if he shot? They called someone in New York. And then that person in New York called the cops. Now, again, I don't know who it could be. Maybe for whatever reason they called his mom. Then his mom, hysterical and everything, called the cops. I don't know. But there's so many unanswered questions about that night, that situation, everybody's actions. Hopefully we find out the truth. All right, sure. Somebody said, though, the kicking thing. Yeah, that's weird with the kicking thing, right? The kicking thing makes me think that there was a struggle that happened, and maybe Pop Smoke either was, I don't want to say fucking him up, but giving him enough trouble that they felt that not only they had to shoot him, but they were still fucking aggravated over that struggle that they start kicking him even afterwards. That's the only thing I could think. I could be wrong on that. Yeah, very sad. Check his brother's what? I think I've seen his brother's Instagram live, and man, as I said, Pop Smoke, brother. Man, I really don't want to play this. I want to, because I'm telling you, in the moment, bro, you're going to say a lot of things, man. In the moment, you're going to say a lot of things.
I'm like, what's poppin' with love, baby, tonight? I'm on this flight, then why? You been catting on me, y'all see.
Sorry.
Say is that, I just want niggas to come together, bro. That's all. To look like a unit. Right now, we look separate. I can't help nobody.
Is this the video?
What? Somebody. That shit is crazy to me, bro. Unbelievable. Come on, son. I'll do this every day. But then what would that prove to niggas, bro? To all the dick riders watching, going to tell niggas, bro. Ask them how this helps, bro. Matter of fact, let me show you how fucking real it is. Because niggas think I'm fucking playing. I deal with bullshit. I mean, I would never come out my mouth to say some of the shit that niggas say to me. Niggas might call me a bitch for this. I don't give a fuck. Let's see where this shit is at. I don't even know where it's at, man. This shit old. Let me see if I can find. Bear with me. Bear with me, man. Bear with me. Oh my God. If I could find this. Yeah, if this shit reaches 100 people, dumb fake. OD. Oh, here we go. Now. This is for the niggas sending it to these niggas, bro. Because niggas want to talk to me like this. Mind you, has anybody seen a status, a video, a story disrespecting niggas like this?